Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I am doing a book review, and I haven't done one of these in quite some time, but I think I've been reading some books that I've read or talked about before a second or third time around, so I just haven't finished a new book recently, I think. But anyway, so the book I want to talk about today is actually a children's book, and it is by Brandon Mull, and it is called Spirit Animals, Book 1, and the title of this book is Wildborn. Okay, so Spirit Animals is a series of books, and this particular book is called Wildborn. Okay, so you guys know that with my book reviews, I try very hard to not spoil any of it for you. I just try to get across the point of, did I like it, did I not like it, would I recommend it, who would I recommend it to, kind of thing. Okay, so this is a children's book, so obviously if I was going to be recommending it, in most cases I would be recommending it to children. I would say they probably should be, if you want them to read it themselves, they probably should be at least 7, maybe 8. There are some names in here that would be a little difficult for them to work out and pronounce, I think, even around that age. But if you are reading it to them, I think a child maybe around 5. I don't know that I would go much younger than that because there is some, I guess it's fighting. Yeah, there's some fighting in it. I mean, you can obviously see there's a girl in here with a bow and arrow, and, you know, I mean, they obviously look like they're preparing or defending themselves or getting ready for attack or something. So I think younger than that, it just probably wouldn't keep their attention, or, you know, just, I don't know, might not be completely suitable. I will say that it's not the type of fighting that, you know, it's not too descriptive or any of that kind of thing. You know, they get the point across that they are fighting or struggling, or that somebody, you know, might be injured, but it's not, they don't go into great detail about that kind of thing. So, you know, if you're cautious about that type of topic being in a book for a child, I don't think you need to worry about that. What I will say about these books is, if you buy one, you need to buy more. So this isn't a book that I would say it's a one and done, like you can just read book 1 and be done. It's not that way at all. To me, reading this book felt like I watched the first episode of a TV series. It didn't even feel, or maybe you could equate it to an adult book, like any adult book that is divided into segments, like, you know, maybe there's a part 1 and part 2 and part 3. You know, this might feel like a part, or for an adult book, this would feel like a really long chapter, where at the end of the book there's a little bit of a wrap up, but it's really just the start of the story. They're just launching you in. It doesn't solve any of the issues. It just solves one little, like the very first chapter. You know, they get through the very first chapter. They get through the very first obstacle, but in no way is it the end of the story. Okay, so I would compare it to, like, for an adult, if you watch a show like Pretty Little Liars or something along those lines, where at the end of an episode you by no means feel like they have wrapped anything up. In fact, you feel like it's just getting started. But it is the full length, you know, it's not just like the first 15 minutes, it's like the full length of the episode. That's kind of how I would compare it. I do think these are really good, and I actually have already picked up the second one. And so the second one is called Spirit Animals, book 2, obviously. It's called Hunted. So, now, interestingly, book 2, the books are written by different people. So this one is by Brandon Mull. This one is by Maggie Steve Vader? I don't know. Probably probably some of those letters are silent, and I'm totally butchering it. Stifeter? Maybe? If anybody knows how to pronounce it and wants to put the phonetic pronunciation down in the comments, I would appreciate that. So I haven't started it yet, but I am going to continue the series. So obviously I enjoyed it. I think it's an interesting concept, and I like the idea. What I will tell you is I like the idea of man and animal working together. Okay, so I'm not going to spoil anything for you. I'm just going to say I like that concept about it. So it has very much a similar feel to, not quite Harry Potter, because it's a little, gosh, what would I compare it to? Maybe like an Aragon for kids. Okay, if you read Aragon, that type of a sort of historical, science fiction-y sort of story that includes animals. Okay, has a feel similar to that, I guess. Is there anything else I can compare it to that I can think of off the top of my head? Or maybe like Chronicles of Narnia. The Chronicles of Narnia, if you like that series, it has a similar feel to that as well. A little more, maybe a little more current than Chronicles of Narnia. Chronicles of Narnia has more of a happened in the past feel for me than this one does. This one does feel a little bit historical, but it also at the same time just feels like it could be current time in a different world than we live in. Okay? Whereas Chronicles of Narnia for me does feel like, you know, it would be a different world, but it feels a little bit more like it was written. The human characters in Chronicles of Narnia feel a little more historical to me. They feel more like children around like World War II times, maybe. Whereas the children in this book, even though it has a historical feel to it, the children in this book feel more current as far as their personalities go. I think that's probably a good way to say it. Okay, so I would recommend it. I would recommend it to an adult to read. They are entertaining. So if you are like me and you enjoy kind of keeping up with what the latest children's literature is, then I think you would enjoy this read as well. It doesn't feel like, oh, I'm just reading this because I need to know what my kids are reading. It was actually, you know, a fun little read, and I enjoyed it. And the fun thing about these, which I haven't looked into yet, but there is a game, like it says read the book, unlock the game, so there is a little game that they can kind of play and get into online as well. And I haven't, like I said, I haven't looked into that. So I don't know if you need to watch for like in-game purchasing and that kind of thing or not. I'm sure there are opportunities to probably buy stuff, you know, and I don't know what age levels it would be suitable for, but I do like the fact that they are trying to make it interactive. So anyway, so that's all I have for you on that. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them below. If I feel like my answer might give anything away, then don't be surprised if I send my answer to you through a direct message. But anyway, if you have questions, I will gladly answer them. And if you want to see more of these, if you like book reviews and you want me to do more, then give the video a thumbs up so that I know that you have, you know, more of an interest in these types of videos. Because I know technically my video is a beauty channel, but it's I kind of do lifestyle type things here. So if you want more book reviews, then give this video a thumbs up so that I know that you are interested. Alright, thank you for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!